Let's talk about something I'm willing to bet you know all too well, that frustrating, just exhausting link between stress and sleep. It's a nasty little loop, right? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dig into how it works and, more importantly, how to break it for good. You know those nights, right? Your body is just screaming for rest, you're totally drained, but the second your head hits the pillow, your brain decides it's the perfect time to run a marathon. It just won't shut off. It's an absolutely maddening feeling. And if that sounds painfully familiar, you're not just having a bad night. You're probably caught in what experts call the vicious cycle of stress and sleep. Basically, stress wrecks your sleep, and that lack of sleep turns around and makes you even more stressed the next day. Round and round it goes.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It's not just in your head. You're not just overthinking. There is a real biological tug-of-war happening inside your brain every single night. So let's get into the science of why your own body seems to be working against you.
Okay, this is where it gets really fascinating. Your body has this ancient, hardwired system that's designed to keep you safe from danger. The only problem is, in our modern world, that exact same system is what's keeping you wide awake at 2 a.m. So, meet the main culprits, adrenaline and cortisol, when your brain senses a threat, and it really doesn't care if it's a saber-toothed tiger or a scary email from your boss, it floods your system with these chemicals. Their job is to get you sharp, alert, and ready to move, literally the exact opposite of what you need to drift off to sleep. And here's the real kicker with cortisol. See, normally, its levels are supposed to be high in the morning. That's what gets you out of bed, and then they should dip way down at night so you can sleep. But when you're chronically stressed, that whole system gets flipped on its head. Your cortisol stays high when it should be low, basically yelling at your body, "Don't you dare fall asleep. Danger is everywhere." And what does this fight or flight mode actually feel like? Well, your heart's pounding, your mind is racing, your shoulders are up by your ears, your body is literally braced for impact. And while it's doing all that, it's also actively shutting down the production of hormones like melatonin, which is the stuff that tells your brain it's nighttime. You can think of it like this. Your nervous system has a gas pedal and a brake. Stress slams on the gas. That's your fight or flight system. But to fall asleep, you desperately need to hit the brake, the rest and digest system. When you're stressed out, it's like you're trying to park the car while your foot is still flooring the accelerator. It's never going to work. But you know, this isn't just about feeling crummy after one bad night. The effects of being stuck in this cycle, they cascade into every single part of your life, creating a really dangerous downward spiral. Just look at this number, 37%. Research has shown that just one night of bad sleep can spike your anxiety levels by almost 40% the very next day. This is how fast that vicious cycle grabs hold. You have a stressful day, sleep poorly, and then you wake up way more anxious and vulnerable to the next stressful thing that comes along. And of course, there's the immediate effect we all know, the cognitive fog. You know those days? You can't focus, you're forgetting things, your judgment just feels off. That lack of sleep is directly messing with your ability to function. And then, oh yeah, there's the emotional toll. Without that good, restorative sleep, our ability to just regulate our feelings goes out the window. We get snappy, irritable, and we become way more sensitive to the exact same stress that caused the problem in the first place. Your body really takes a beating too. Your immune system gets weaker, which is why you always seem to catch a cold when you run down. And get this, being sleep-deprived can actually make you more sensitive to pain. So now you're in another awful loop, where pain keeps you up, and being kept up makes the pain feel even worse. And if this cycle goes on and on, long-term, the health risks get pretty serious. We're talking about an increased risk for major chronic conditions like heart disease, obesity, and diabetes. So breaking this cycle isn't just about feeling better tomorrow, it's about protecting your health for the long haul. Okay, that was a lot about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. Because the really good news is that there are powerful, proven tools you can use to break this cycle and finally get some rest. Think of this as your first aid kit for a stressed-out brain at bedtime. And these aren't just fluffy ideas. They work on a deep, physiological level. Deep breathing, for example, is one of the fastest ways to manually hit that brake pedal we talked about, to activate your rest and digest system. Progressive muscle relaxation? That directly counters all that physical tension that cortisol built up in your body.
All right, next up, the fundamentals. Good old sleep hygiene. And listen, consistency is everything here. Going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time, yeah, even on weekends. It works wonders for your body's internal clock. And creating a relaxing, screen-free wind-down routine that sends a huge signal to your brain that the day is done, it's safe to power down.
Now, what if you've tried all this stuff and you're still really struggling? It is so important to know about something called CBTI. This is what sleep specialists consider the gold standard for treating chronic insomnia. It isn't about popping a pill, it's a structured program that helps you pinpoint and change the specific thoughts and habits that are sabotaging your sleep. It is incredibly effective.
So as we start to wrap this up, the real goal here is to completely reframe this whole thing. It's about taking back control. It's about actively turning your bedroom from a nightly battlefield back into a sanctuary.
If you remember just one thing, let it be this. It all comes down to a simple two-way street. Improving your sleep helps you manage stress, and managing your stress helps you improve your sleep. You can jump in on either side of that equation. Work on your stress during the day, your sleep will get better. Prioritize sleep at night, and you'll handle stress better the next day. Every little step helps break the cycle.
So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Tonight, when your head hits that pillow, is it going to be a sanctuary or is it going to be a battlefield? The choice isn't always easy, but you absolutely have the tools to decide. Thanks for joining me.